YouTube vinyl community, Left Banke fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens. Hey, hello. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. We're going to talk about the Left Banke's Walk Away, Renee, Pretty Ballerina today. And this is an album that is absolutely mind-blowingly awesome. If you haven't heard it, I instantly say just pick it up, stream it, buy the CD, wherever you can find it, grab a copy because it will not let you down or disappoint you. The Left Banke are... they're hard to describe. I mean, they've been described as Baroque pop, which is kind of like a orchestral sort of element to the music of pop music. But they're also hard to keep up with because of the band member changes that happen so frequently. You know, even while they were popular and recording this album and subsequent albums after that, into the really early 70s, there were different versions of this band and playing at the same time. It was a very messed up kind of thing, but thankfully, the people who made this album did a fantastic job. Unfortunately, Rick Brand is the only member left of this band who's still alive that played on this original album. And Michael McKean from like Spinal Tap and a bunch of other stuff, he had a brief tenure with this band as well, which is pretty fascinating. But the original group, for the most part, did get back together in the early 2010s to play some shows. And I think that's awesome. They finally were able to do that. But yeah, this album is just so damn good. I mean, at moments it's like straight up garage rock, in moments it's the Baroque pop, in moments it's crushing and soulful. They cover a lot of ground on this thing, and it's just a lot of fun to experience. There's no one side to this band. It's a very multi-dimensional, layered group. But it opens up with Pretty Ballerina, which hit number 15 in December of 1966, and that vocal medley is just eerie. It's instantly like a new sound. The dense production, the heavy drum pattern, the strings that play along, the changes in the bridge. The whole song is it feels bizarrely structured, but it's also super poppy at the same time. It's like too good for its own good or something. It's hard to explain. It's just a really dense, fun song, but not your typical pop song, but it kind of is at the same time. So make of that what you will. She May Call You Up Tonight is the next song on here. The piano under those harmonies is straight up magic. The Birds type guitars that are sprinkled throughout this thing. The lead vocal is just so good on the ears. The tenor of his voice, is the way it rolls out is so smooth and warm and comforting. It's one of those songs you hear and you're like, where has this been all my life? Where has this album been all my life? It's one of those moments where you're like, this is what creative 60s people were all about, you know? Love it. Barterers and Their Wives. Gentle song. I love the harpsichord on this one. Groovy little mood on this one. I've Got Something on My Mind. This is one of my favorites, and the harpsichord's front and center on this one, but those shining harmonies, the drums tapping away, it's just another dense, layered production. It's super soulful. It's an amazing track. It's something that, again, sticks in your ear because you're like, I can't believe music like this can exist. I thought I've heard it all. One of those moments. Let Go of You Girl comes next. The tension on the emotion in this one is beautiful. The key changes on the bridge feel like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Like I feel like they would have heard something like this and been like, we can work with that. It's rockin', but it's timid. So it's like they're just in a league of their own, man. And then you get Evening Gown, which ends side one. It's straight up garage rock on this one. So everything you knew already about this band, throw it out the window. We're starting over again. And there's a piano solo. It reminds me of Wild Thing with a flute solo, you know? It chugs along so well. That tight vocal blend, the screams, the heavy bass presence. I just love it. The way it ends so abruptly is super cool. Multifaceted band for sure. And then you start off side two with Walk Away, Renee, probably their most famous song. And what more could be said? I mean, it's just a gorgeous, soulful, soaring ballad. I mean, it's their signature song. Those gorgeous strings on it, the sincere storytelling. It's just magic in a bottle. It's one of those moments of pop music that when you hear it, you're like, damn, that's just a good song. You know, it's heartwarming, it's nostalgic, it's longing. There's so much going on in terms of what you can relate to with a song like that. It's just a beautiful piece of pop record magic. There you go. Said the word magic twice. Then you get What Do You Know? And this is like a country rock feel on this one, which is pretty cool. Almost a Mike Nesmith kind of feel. Twangy and angsty, just a really fun track. Then you get Shadows Breaking Over My Head, which I think is my favorite song on this album. It's that piano line and those sad vocals are crushing. It's just an amazing piece of pop music. It's so dense and vulnerable. It really hits you in the heart. It's just a crushing kind of song, and the way it's sung so mournfully, it's something that definitely sticks out on this album, especially after only a couple of songs ago you had this bright, brash evening gown song. I Haven't Got the Nerve. The tambourine on this one's fantastic. It's super poppy, and those vocals are rich and magnetic. I love the construction of the song on this one. And then Lazy Day. Oh my god, this is a loud, fuzzy, rockin' wild song. The band is truly incredible how they can pull off songs like Walk Away Renee and then Lazy Day, and it's on the same album, and they both do it so well. It's not like one's lesser than the other, like, oh, they just knocked this one out because they had a couple hours off. Like, it sounds like a band determined to make different sounds. It almost feels like the Small Faces. Like I get like a little bit of a Steve Marriott feel, or like a really early Pretty Things feel on this one. It's just a hell of a song and a hell of an album. But this is an original Smash Records copy from the 60s. Stereo. Yeah, stereo. Here's the back cover. And it's even got the original inner sleeve. Or, yes it does. Yeah. Very cool. I got James Brown up there. The record itself is a little scratchy, but what do you want? It's over 50 years old. Things get scratchy. But that Smash Records label is just so cool. It's simple, black and red, to the point. Put the music on and enjoy it. I adore this album. It's something that I think if you're a fan of 60s rock and roll, bordering on psychedelic, but still pop at the same time. Super digestible, but just different enough to keep your ears perked. There's a lot going on this album, and there's a lot to be said for what could have been. Had they stayed together with the same lineup and kept going and trudged forward the way they were, but things happen, man. It's only rock and roll. But thankfully, they at least put this out. It's been reissued a couple of times since. I know Sundays did a really nice reissue of it fairly recently. But yeah, pick it up if you haven't heard it. I highly, highly recommend it. 9 out of 10 for me, hands down. Easy 9 out of 10. It's one of those albums that you're thankful you heard after listening to it, and that your knowledge of music is bettered because of it, because you've got this in your arsenal to talk about. It's just one of those magic moments in a bottle. You know, the 60s were such a creative, fertile period for music and discovery and experimentation, and some people just got it right, and the Left Banke got it right. So there you go. My name's Giggens. This has been the Left Banke. Walk Away Renee. Pretty Ballerina. 9 out of 10. No problem. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.